What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me and I did eat. What did Eve did again? Did Eve took the responsibility? Eve said to God, God, it's the serpent, not me. If the serpent had not deceived me, I wouldn't have eaten of that fruit. But he deceived me, that's why I have eaten of the fruit. God himself, I think, suppose let me ask him, this the serpent, why did you tempt Eve? Maybe the serpent will say, now you eat walking me as the one, me tempting me. So the buck stops with who? It goes around the circle, and at the end of the day, the buck stops with the Creator. So this human nature, that the attitude of blaming becomes part of the human nature for over 6,000 years. And something that I'd really like to share with you this evening, where I find very interesting to me, is that the devil has blinded the eyes of the world today to the point that every individual person never blames themselves for anything wrong in their own life. They have to blame somebody else. This is the bottom line of blaming, because it is rooted for over 6,000 years in human nature. That's why if you are expelled from school, you don't blame yourself, you blame the teacher, the discipline committee. You blame others. You don't want people to see that you are in the fault. You want somebody else to take the blame for what happens to you. I'm straight. If someone come and fight him you, now why did he did that? Yeah, he did that, or why did she did that to you? But then, if you have not responded in a way that makes him did that to you, we never want to shoulder the blame that we are responsible for every outcome of our own life. Blaming becomes the smoke screen in our brain that never at one point people take into account, or people feel that they are responsible for the outcome of what happened to their own lives. They always want to blame somebody else. Husband and wife, they argue in the house. The husband argues and accuse the wife, you are the one responsible. Then the wife said, no, you are the one. So at the end of the day, they were just blaming, and no one is taking the responsibility that he or she is responsible for the outcome of what happened in the house. No one wants to be a loser. Everyone wants to be a winner. We blame each other. Even when it comes to accident, it also translates to the church perspective as a whole. Time one ploman, I monkey, I lose him lot, and I somehow got on a PMV and accident. He come up to him now. I like come back now. God he punish him. Is that true? We blame each other over and over again, and now we also blame God for what happens to a particular person that dies or accident or all this. We often try to blame people for the outcome of what happens to their lives or to our lives. And this evening, I'd like to highlight this very important point. Having said that blaming is what I wanted to start off with, I wanted to paint this picture in your mind that the devil has been successful in life to put that smoke screen in the brains of every human race, that anything wrong that comes, or the outcome of our life that is negative, we always refer to someone else as responsible for it. I'm straight. Time you go to school now, you fail. The student will not take responsibility for the failure or the outcome of the exam. At least you must justify it by saying, no, teacher is a favor him this boy. So he favors this girl more. Also, and even to the extreme na talk because is like him when he talk also. And we often do all these things, blaming. No one wants to take blame or to take responsibility for the outcome of his life. This evening, I'd like to highlight something long here, so that from here, when you leave this, I want you to take a new perspective in life to see that everything that comes your way or outcome long life for you is your own responsibility. And you might ask me this question, why do I want to say this? I'd like to open your mind to see one important thing, that you are responsible for the outcome of your own life, meaning from this day on, you will change the way you see. You must take full responsibility long outcome, long life below you as you continue on. Because don't blame anybody else. At the end of the day, you are responsible. Me like working one plan. I did a study regarding this plan. That's why I'd like to share long you students this play evening, so that you see that anything in relation to school, anything in relation to your spiritual life, you are responsible. All church members, pastor no visit me as when no. I'd like to highlight something long first night, so that when you leave tomorrow, I know you have an exam tomorrow, all grade 12, I'm straight. After presenting this, you will go out and you look him. Who is responsible for the outcome of your life? Spiritually, in terms of education, in terms of everything, you must sabe that you are responsible for your life. Okay, someone by the name of Dr. David Stoop, making one research about how things, outcome in life. Oh, this mark, there is another one somewhere. Oh, me. A line use him this lang morabim this la whiteboard na dry penis. I think red one by walk. Red one can in a hurry up rouse can. Let me try this. Can you see that line? Can you see it from the back? We have a lot of space in front. Can you just move up to the front? Me like him, you play Save. Please, this is very important for you students to understand. Not just students, also staff members as well. This research was done by David Stoop. And taplo here, me write him event, and I'll explain. Here is response. Sometimes they used to say ERO. This is response. This is outcome. Let's use a very straightforward illustration now. Tomorrow exam, okay? The event that is in front now is what? Sorry? Exam, The response every individual grade 12 will give to this exam. If you spend time, okay, your response towards this exam is this. You study, you read, you ask questions long all teachers and all this plan. The response that you do will always translate to the outcome. So as you study, you read, you ask questions and all this, if you do that well as a response to this exam coming up tomorrow, what will be the outcome? What will be the outcome? Huh? Correct. Who is responsible for the pass? Huh? You yourself, by the way you as an individual person responds to this event that is in front. Do you have to blame somebody for it? Outcome long life to you? Who is responsible for it? You yourself. But suppose, now we can rouse your hand. The event is still the same, exam, but you play. Responsibility toward this exam is that you are playing, marking around. What else? Go to town. Me talking all here. What else? Oh yes, spend your time with your Facebook. Outcome belonging? Huh? Who is responsible for it? The teacher? System longen. Who is responsible for the outcome of your life? Can you respond to me? Who is responsible? The outcome. You yet. Let me put another example. Me use him long on him. Let's say worship. All important something long class school. Me like highlight him. I'm doing something more practical to you. How you respond to worship in school, in your own life, will translate. Suppose relationship towards worship is that you're faithful, you come to church, you sing, involved in choir, I'm in spiritual life and all this. The outcome, you become what? Spiritually what? Strong. I'm straight. You cannot shift it the other way around. You cannot say that you are active in worshiping and at the end you're still spiritually weak. This is how it works. If you relate to worship, how you respond to worship, it will always translate to the outcome. You are the recipient of it. No one else is the recipient of the outcome. Long life to you. I'm straight. I'm trying to use this in everything in life. This is the process that it works. You cannot go the opposite. Like, Lotuna, you expect to be strong. No, it doesn't work like that. You are the recipient of how you relate to life. Let me say 50 kina, finance now. Let me touch finance here. How you respond to that 50 kina, Papa or Mama give me, you waste in one go. That's how you respond to it. Outcome blangan? Outcome blangan by one? Outcome blangan, you poor, you borrow. Now me talking you. Time you start developing all this liability type of characteristic, you start borrow, you walk along smell him door of house kalabusia. No one is responsible for this. Who is responsible? Who is responsible? You yet. You are responsible on how you respond to life. Me give him another example. I'm trying to illustrate some of the practical lesson I come up so that this kind characteristic the devil has inbuilt in human nature for over 6,000 years. This attitude of blaming that we don't see that we ourselves are responsible long chatter cause long success long life blaming. Theme long this week here, principles of success in life. That's how I started off with this. Success in life is under full control and responsibility. You have 100% responsibility long chat him na map him up success long life. Nobody else. Holy Spirit belong big man and stop one time you as you work in developing these characteristics. In another plaman, you're responsible long this plan. Even in a marriage relationship. Or let me say, you play students, you play young plan, future partner, let me say. I mean, you don't have to laugh about it. You play stuff at this age, you cannot avoid this. And I need to tell you. How you respond to marriage in life, you reckless about your life, you don't care how you relate to this relationship, all this play. The outcome of your life, black I am, you yet you responsible on it. Young people, this is exactly what I want you to know. Time you relate in that way, in a broken relationship, and all this play is the outcome of your life, and all this play, you cannot blame anybody else, you blame yourself. Someone says that if Jesus comes and you don't go to heaven, you don't blame God, you don't blame Satan, you blame yourself. Satan only tempts you, he doesn't tell you to follow him, he tempts you, you choose to follow him. Is that correct? Yes. So the choice is who? So if Jesus comes and you don't go to heaven, don't blame God. Don't even blame Satan. You blame yourself because you are the one that makes the decision to follow him. He only tempts you. He didn't say, come follow me. I mean, gris him you to solna. Long behind him, usati behind him. Who makes the choice to follow? You. You make the choice to follow him. So, Milikim, you play look good long all this play young people. It is very important. When you blame, you cannot see clearly that you are responsible for the outcome of your life. And the devil is successful, very successful in this, because we often blame that never at a point in time you look him or say you responsible lang. Time you blame, you feel good that you have no wrong. I'm straight. You feel good that I am righteous when you start blaming. You pass the buck around. You keep throwing it around so that you feel righteous around yourself. That is what blaming does to people. It makes you feel self-righteous about yourself. But in reality, you don't realize that you are responsible for the outcome of your life. And that is why many young people today, you think also, money am gone. I'm also, me come this afternoon and met two young boys who decided to go. I just felt for them because I wish they are here to listen to what I'm going to say. Me like him, you play all the young people here. Anything that happens to your life, you are 100% responsible for yourself. You can't blame anybody else. Become long married. Let me illustrate it in a marriage relationship. If my wife gets angry with me, I'm cross me. Married me, I'm cross me. Now me illustrate him. If she gets angry with me, even she is right, okay? Am I right? Now let me put it the other perspective. She is right, that's why she got angry with me. I did something that is not right, so she got angry. If she gets angry with me, now me like respond me long anger belong and me cross too, even though I know I'm wrong, me cross you go. Outcome belong and by me to play fight lo tamblo ya. That's the outcome. Because me like justify me, so fight na, making me feel also me right na me na wrong. That's the way people think. But suppose, emi cross lo me na me sabi also me wrong na me pass mouse ta sol na. Me admit also oh yeah, sorry, me wrong. Outcome belongen. Mrs. Plummy by me okay. At least you look savvy na sorry na are belongen I love you, stop it. I love you, but stop it. Because me respond in a positive way. I recognize that I am wrong. At the end of the outcome of my response to my wife, me hamamas because me recognize the mistake below me na are belongen. Thank you, la understand him, darling. I love you. The time I talk, I love you. Heart is ever stop 1 minute biang kalapken. And that's like a nice. Okay. So, me like talking people. I'd like to tell you young people, this way of thinking making me enjoy life. I know exactly where I'm going. I take responsibility 100% long direction, long life for me. It translates to my health. It translates to my emotional thinking. It translates to everything in life. When you recognize that you are 100% responsible long outcome, long life for you, blaming will no longer be an important thing to you because you serve also you responsible long outcome, long life. Even when you know you are wrong, you submit now all this play, you are still in control long outcome where you yet but feel long. But suppose you serve you wrong, now you keep arguing and defending yourself. Outcome long and you but no sleep, you feel guilty, you shame now all this play. Who made you feel shame of yourself? We should make him you shame. You yet. You shame because you serve you wrong now you gaman. So the outcome of your feeling is your own responsibility. How you sort it out. You can gonna kill him cow na all this la kain long kam na straight him na all this la, but at the end of the day, you must know you are responsible long how you feel yourself. Someone by the name of Stephen Covey, I'm sure some of you have read his book as well. Let me put him the other way. He calls this part here experience. Long here, let me call him belief system. Now down along here, let me call him attitude. This is what I mean. If you have an experience in life, let's say, let me use an illustration here. Me come back long house now. My wife is not in the house. Me talk na you young play team. Me come now. My wife is not in the house, so the experience at that point of time is that my wife is absent. As a person, because she did not tell you where she went, you will start to develop belief system about this experience there. I am not talking me where me go. Then me start long one am not talk. No good am gonna find him not boyfriend long. I develop the belief system, okay? Me develop him now. Me start long developing this belief system about the absence of my wife. When I start to develop this belief system, it will translate to my attitude now. I started to go around asking other people, you looking married, let me go away. You start to up him knife too, stop. Young people, you need to know. This is the reality of life. The problem is that we don't know how to take responsibility of our own life. We always want to blame somebody else for what happened to us. You start developing all this plan. That is the belief system. So you must be careful, because how you feed your brain is a very important thing long here. That's why the most important thing we book tambo like him. Mind you must be pure. That's why the Bible emphasizes this very important point. Your mind must be pure. Because time you feed him wrong information, you go inside long brain blue, your outcome long and you yet by your experience. My wife will come back to me and say, no, lig boy is sick na me to play go lang how sick yet. So me developing one belief system where heart la rouse in the brain blue me with no you get man. I will continue to argue. Who built this belief system in me? Mrs. Plummy. No matter how hard I try to explain him, I bow down, I worship him, that's all. Once you register this belief system, you will not accept all the explanation that she gives to you. That is why, starting off, meeting me along this week in this setting long school here. And not only that, this is the second time I preached this sermon. This week, what I'll be preaching is second time me preaching. The first time I started preaching this series was last week. So what I prepared for you all through this time, me practice finish namika. I want you to know, young people, the attitude of blaming is devil's character that has been inbuilt in human nature for over 6,000 years. Now me try opening thinking you play this week long. Look save that you are responsible 100% long outcome long life play. No one is responsible for it. When it comes to exam, how you relate to it, response towards it, will always translate to the outcome you become the recipient of. You look at money, Papa, Mama give him, you recklessly use it, it will always translate to your life, not just here in this school, but you start developing this character of wasting, it will translate into your whole lifetime as well. You become a liability to your own life. If you become a liability to your own life, you translate it to external asset, it will still break. It will not survive. Because you have developed a characteristics of blaming other people for something that is not right. That is why this evening, one of the important principle that I'd like to leave with you this evening is that you are 100% responsible for the outcome of your own life. I'm clear? You are 100% responsible for the outcome of your own life. You give the best now, taking full charge of your own life, 100% responsibility over the outcome of your life. I want you to know, me assuring you that the best for your life will come. The past is gone. The door to the past is closed. You not got more key open in past, it's gone. The future is not yet. All you have is today. If you give the best now, understand that you are responsible 100% of your own life. Me assuring you, young people, there is no magic about this. This is divine principle of success in life. You take full charge of your own life, responsibility long life belong you now. You are guaranteed that tomorrow will be the best for you. If you forget about everything, you go. What I'd like to leave with you, the opening belong this week of prayer blaming tonight. Always remember that you are 100% responsible for the outcome of your own life. Rausim this kind mindset belong blame. When you don't have money, you blame your parents. When you don't have a good relationship, you blame someone else. When you don't have anything that falls your way, you blame the environment. Blame so many things in life. Me like challenging you this evening. You leave this church with a new way of thinking that you are now 100% responsible for the outcome of your own life. Time you serve at this club, clear principle in you. Someone by the name of Jack Canfield, he wrote a book called How to Get From Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. Once this perspective is clear, you map out where you want to be, you'll get there. You will always get there if you know that you are responsible 100% long outcome, long life. Pray below me this evening as you leave this chapel. I'd like to challenge you, the students. Attitude, don't blame him, staff member. If you are late in class, you are the cause of this late. You know kai, you sleep to masna, you late long kai. You don't blame anybody else. You fail in class, you check your own life. You are responsible for it. Once you suffer that responsibility is upon you, you will give the best so that your life will be the best and the outcome will be the best for yourself. And I pray that you remember this. Blaming is over. But you blame somebody? Are you going to blame anybody else this time? The outcome of life, you? Who do you blame? Blame yourself. But suppose you're successful in life, who do you blame? You can't blame anybody. You must pat yourself on the chest or on the back and tell yourself that I have given the best to myself now with the power of the Holy Spirit. Assurance, long hamamas where God may prepare him, you will experience that. People only talk also, the best for you is yet to come. Me like him, you must have it. The best will never come. You give the best now, the best will come. God bless our worship this evening.